Hi people, welcome back. Part 2 of the Let's Free Life I was doing last time. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yes, New York! New York! This is Saturday morning. We wake up. I won't keep the music, let me turn it up, I won't keep the music on. Okay, so it was Saturday, and we're just walking around. You know, we got our bags and stuff, we got everything packed up. I gotta be at work at 6 o'clock, mind you. It's a 3-hour drive from New York, so it's gonna be a tough one. But, you know, we get ready, and we get it set, and then we start driving. We finally get to our car where it's parked someplace, and then we start driving off. But first, right before that happened though, right before we left New York, we went walking around New York some more. Walking around, going to different stores, going to different places, viewing stuff. I actually went with my sister and my uncle and my cousin to the giant Toys R Us store. It is fucking huge. It's like at least 6 floors. It's so fucking huge. It's like, woo! Woo! It's just like, oh my god. They got a Ferris wheel in there. They got thousands of toys. They got like a fucking giant GameStop place. They got shirts and tons of games. They even got like a DDR machine and like a bunch of Xboxes and PS3s you can play on. It's crazy. Not as good as PAX, obviously, but it comes pretty close. It's pretty close. It's pretty fucking close. Okay. So I go in there, and actually, you know, right before we went in there, we saw a little bit before we actually get there on Toys R Us, we saw like a Michael Jackson performer, a cosplayer. I don't want to say cosplayer, but he really looked like him. He had the wig on. He wasn't even wearing like a filler or beat it or anything. He was wearing like one of his trademark looks outside of like his music videos, like it was like the red military jacket with the gold strings on it, the gold embroiderment on it. He was wearing that in the black pants, and I'm like, holy shit, it looks just like him. He was doing his dance moves and everything. I'm just like, damn, he's better at cosplaying Michael Jackson than I am. It was pretty awesome. I was gonna get a picture of him and stuff, but I said, well, right, like, but my sister said she wanted to take a picture of me of him, but I said, I'll take it after we leave the Toys R Us place, because I knew he was going to be out there anyway and stuff. So, pretty much we go to the Toys R Us place, and then, I'm trying to think what happened. I went to the GameStop store while my cousin and uncle went inside the Ferris wheel. I'm sitting there looking at all the games and playing a bunch of games and looking at all the shirts, and there was just tons of stuff there. It was crazy. I'm going to change the music for a second. Okay. Yeah, so we're in there, and I'm just like, this is fucking awesome. So then, my sister comes down, she's like, oh, we gotta go now. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll just go. So we go back, and we go back upstairs. They're still on a Ferris wheel, so I'm like, why do we have to go? And she's like, because they're going to get off soon. I'm like, they're not even off yet. And I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm just sitting there bored as fuck. All of a sudden, guess who I saw? Guess who I saw in Toys R Us? Iron Man! It was a guy in a giant Iron Man suit. He's just sitting there. It wasn't like this wasn't like a crappy Iron Man suit. This is like almost like from the movies. This is like exactly a replica from the movie or something. It was almost like, oh, it's Iron Man! I'm like, hey, come on, I gotta go take a picture of him. Come on, let's go. And she's like, okay, fine. So she gets out of camera, and I'm like running over. I'm about to take a picture of him, and this guy's like, oh, hold on, you can't do that. You gotta take a picture using our camera. You gotta pay for it. That's pretty much what he said. You know, I'm just like, fuck! And my sister's like, okay, I'll pay for it. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. So, then I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, okay, I want to take a picture. And the people are like, okay, you can take a picture. So then I go over next to Iron Man. I'm just like, yeah, and just like not do anything. And then Iron Man, all of a sudden, he starts like walking backwards, but then he starts pushing me. He's like, hey, get moving. I'm like, what are you pushing me for? I'm trying to take a picture of you, man. And he keeps pushing me. I'm just like, okay, fine, I'll go over here. And then, you know, I'm like this with Iron Man. I'm like this with Iron Man, and oh yeah, Spider-Man was there too. I forgot about Spider-Man. You know, I saw Iron Man first though, and he was more noticeable than Spider-Man because Spider-Man was too short. Iron Man was like this. So then I'm just like, okay. Let me take the picture. And then sister had to go pay for it, and I was walking around trying to find my aunt and uncle. I could not find them anywhere. And I was supposed to be out, and it was like at least like, it was like 2 o'clock now. It takes like 3 hours to get from New York to, like 3.5 to 3 hours 15 minutes to get to where we're supposed to go, so I can get to work. So I'm just like, God damn it, where are they? And while we're waiting, I get my picture. If you don't believe me, I actually got a picture of Iron Man and Spider-Man. Proof is right there. You see it? Yeah, that is both Iron Man and Spider-Man right there. Oh yeah. Awesomeness! Woo! Alright, so then we're just like, you know, just waiting still for my aunt and uncle. My uncle and cousin. I get them confused a lot. Finally, they appear out of nowhere and they're just like, sorry, I need to go buy some toys. And they bought like at least like 2 toys, but it took them like 20 minutes to go buy them. I don't understand it. The store's not that okay. It was that big, but still, come on. So then we just walk in the back, and we didn't have time. I didn't have time to take a picture of Michael Jackson cosplay, which is sad, but we had to leave very, very soon. So then we find my mom again, and we see her, and we just start walking. And then she's like, "Oh, we gotta go see my friend who lives in New York. We gotta go see her at this convention place, which is basically where she was working at the time of her job or something. I don't know. She was doing something there. And so we just walk over there. We go there, and then it's ridiculous. It's stupid. We see her, and she's just like, "Ow! Why don't you just call off work today?" I'm like, "I've already called off enough times this month. If I call anymore, I'm gonna probably lose my job or reduce my hours. So that's not an option." So you know, we're just like. We spend like the next 20-30 minutes there walking around this stupid convention. It was 1,000 times. It was 1,000 times more boring than Anime Boston, and 1,000,000 times more boring than PAX East. Oh my god, it was such a boring convention. I don't even know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing there. It's just stupid. I don't even know what the hell it was. It was so stupid though. Finally, we get out of there. We leave. We're able to leave. And then you know what else happens? We have to stop by my mom's friend's house, even though she's not there because she's still at the convention. We gotta stop there. So we drive over. It takes us about 20 minutes to get there. We drive there. We finally get there, and we go inside, and we're just like seeing everybody. We see her daughters. We see her mother there, and then we're seeing like how nice her new house is and stuff. And then we get some food. We eat some curry. And then after like at least like 20-30 minutes we leave. At this point it's probably like at least like 3:20 now. And I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, oh my Jesus, I'm gonna be late. I'm probably gonna have to call out or some shit. I'm gonna be so fucking late. So we're driving. I got my iPod with me. I'm just to calm myself. I just watched some Yu Yu Hakusho. And some Rurouni Kenshin on my iPod, and it kind of calms me down a bit, but then it's like 4:30 now, and we're not even that far because of traffic. Traffic is so bad that we're barely even moving, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go call my job and tell them that I can't make it, even though it's only like an hour and a half before I'm supposed to get to work. So then it's like, I said, Mom's like, no, don't call it yet, don't call out. And then, you know, I said, okay, fine, I won't call out yet. Okay, so now it's like 5 o'clock. And then, you know, we're still not any closer, by the way. We're still, like, in New York at this point. So, it's really bad on my part. So, I'm probably going to have to call out and risk losing my job or some stupid bullshit because they're crazy like that. And then, let me change the music again. I like this music now, but I like that music, the Hidden Palace song. That's so awesome. That stage is awesome too. But anyway, you know, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm gonna call him now. I don't tell him that I'm gonna be late. And my sister's like, oh, don't tell him you're gonna be a little late. Don't tell him that you're gonna be like, don't tell him exactly what time you're gonna be late at. That's none of their business. Ain't their business what time I'm gonna be late at. Just tell them to be a little late. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll just tell them that I'm gonna be a little late. So I call, and the person was like, hello, who is this? I'm like, oh, this is me. Yeah, I'm calling. I'm gonna be a little late tonight. And she's like, what is that supposed to mean? I'm like, I'm gonna be like, I don't know. We're in New York right now. And there's a little bit of heavy traffic. And she's like, okay. And then she hangs up. So I'm like, oh, I'm glad I got that cleared. I'm just only gonna be a little late, and I'm in New York, heavy New York traffic at the moment. So you know, it's all done. It's like 5:30 at this point, and we stopped by some stupid gas station so they can get something to eat, which is bullshit because we still gotta make it to my job in time. We're only like 30 minutes. We're only like 20 minutes away at this point, but still. It's like, actually, at this point, it's like 7... At this point, it's like 7 o'clock at this point, like 7:20. So, you know, I'm definitely late. I'm supposed to be at work at 6 o'clock, and it's 7:20 now. I am really late at this point. Very, 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 very late. So then we get out. So then we finally get home. I get out as quickly as I can. I get dressed. My mom's like, okay, I'll drive you home. I'll drive you there. And, you know, they drove me to work. It's only like 5 minutes away anyway, but it was like 2 minutes by car. And I get there, and I see somebody else working my shift, working my position. I'm like, huh, I wonder why he's working there. I guess he got in there temporarily until I got there. It's like, let me write, it's 7:40 at this point. 7:40. So I'm like an hour and 40 minutes late at this point. So I'm just like, okay, alright. I get in there, and I'm about to clock in, and I see this note on the thing with my name on it, and it says, go see supervisor person when you get here. I'm like, okay, let's see what this means. So I go to my supervisor, who's sitting there bagging, and I'm like, okay, you wanted to see me? And she's like, okay, you know what, since you were an hour and a half late, we got someone else to work your shift, and they're working your shift now, so, you know, you just don't work tonight, so you can just go home. And I'm like, what? Just go home? Why? It's like, because we already got someone to work your shift tonight, so you're just gonna have to go home and just, like, you know, just go home and stuff, and you said you were a little late, you're gonna be a little late, and we didn't really know what that meant. And, you know, we kind of thought it meant, like, you know, you're going to be, like, 10 or 15 minutes late. But since you're an hour and 40 minutes late, now you just don't work tonight. And I'm like, fuck! I'm probably fired now. I'm probably fired at this point. I know I am fired. They probably fired me. Because, you know, it's just like, damn. So, then I go back in the car. They happen to still be there because my uncle went to the alcohol store, and they were there, and then, like, I just go and tell my mom that they said I don't work tonight, I can't work tonight, and I'm probably fired. And I'm just like, I'm just so distraught. I just feel like punching something, or just feel like, I don't know, doing something. I've been trying so hard to save up for various things, and then all of a sudden this happens. It's like, fuck. So then, I go back home, and my aunt, cousin, mom, sister, they all go back to my sister's house in Boston, and just go there, and I just stay home, I don't remember what I did that night. I think I just like... Oh yeah! I started... Okay, that's what happened. Brutal Mario. I started that Let's Play. And I tried to get the whole entire possibly getting fired thing off my mind by playing Brutal Mario. And doing the Let's Play of that. And then the next morning... I go to work. Surprisingly, I was not fired. They just wrote me up. My second write-up for the year. The first one was for getting the clock out because I was trying to get out in time before they closed the door. I mean, there's two entrances. There's two ways to go through, but the one that they usually close early is the one that I go through, and that's the easiest way to get out and stuff. But I forgot to clock out that time, but that's a different story. It's not even worth telling the story about. But this is my second write-up, my second one for the year. So I guess that's okay. I don't know. And then I get there. I'm gonna change the music again. So then I get there. So then I get to work, and I'm working, and then I got there early. I get there like 5 minutes early, which is not usual. Usually I only get there like 2 minutes after, 2-3 minutes after, or just barely getting there. But this time I try to get in there early, just to make a good impression. And then Tuesday rolls along, and everything went okay. You know, they just said that they understand because certain circumstances happen that are beyond our control, and you know, certain things happen, and not to worry about it. So I'm like, okay, I won't worry about it. Sounds like a plan. Tuesday rolls along, I go to work there again, and then everything was okay. I mean, I got there like 2 minutes after I was supposed to, but I think everything went okay. They didn't say anything. So then Thursday rolls along, paycheck day, and I sit there. I walk over to my job, and then I go there, and then this person that works there, he stops me and he's like, hey, yo, I heard about I gotta tell you something. I heard about this kid named Michael, which is my name. I heard about this kid named Michael who got fired, and they laid him off because he did something apparently. And I'm like, what? I'm just sitting there staring at him. I'm just like, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. They already said that I was cleared. I only got my second write-up. Everything was okay. All of a sudden I got fired? Just like that? What the fuck? And I'm just sitting there, and the sun's sitting there glaring in my eyes. I couldn't see anything. And I'm just like, I'm trying to get inside so I can get away from the sun because I really hate the sun. I'm not a vampire, by the way. I'm not a vampire. I just hate the sunlight. It hurts my eyes. And then he's sitting there, yeah, this kid named Michael, he got fired, and I'm like, shit. And I was sitting there right in front of him, and I'm like, why is he talking to third person? I'm sitting there right in front of him. And you know, old people tend to talk in the third person about someone even though right in front of them. Like, you know, if you say if an old person up to John Cena, he's like, hey, I heard about this kid named John Cena, and he's like the greatest superstar ever. He is better than everybody out there. So many people are gonna hate this, but and then John Cena's like, I'm right here, man. He's just saying that and shit. I'm like, oh my god. So apparently I got fired after all that, even though they told me that it was okay. I still got fired. I'm just like, I'm just like, oh shit. So I go inside, I get my paycheck, I see my supervisor, they greet me and stuff, they say hello to me, I say hello back. They didn't say anything about me getting fired though, so I'm like, huh. Is that how they do it nowadays? Wow. Spineless! Spineless! So then just sitting there, I'm walking around, I'm getting stuff, grocery and stuff, I'm buying stuff. And I get to the cash register, and she's cashing out my stuff, and then she has a bagger. She's talking to him about something, and she's saying, this X person is pissed off because Michael got fired. And I'm sitting there right in front of him, I'm like, wait, so he really did get fired? Oh. But they're talking about me though, right? Who are they talking about? And the description that the dude I was telling you about, the dude I was talking about before, he said that he worked in different departments. I kind of work in different departments there, but not that many departments. And then I start thinking, are they talking about the other Michael that works? Because he works in different departments too, but why would he get fired? I mean, he hasn't done anything that I know of. So I'm just like, this is really confusing. This is like... I didn't even bother to ask who she was talking about when she said Michael got fired. And the person she was talking about who was pissed is someone that I actually know anyway, so it's kind of weird. I'm like, shit, who is she talking about? So then I'm just like, okay, you know, whatever. I'm just gonna go home. And it pretty much bothered me throughout the whole entire night. Like, I was trying to figure out who exactly got fired. Even trying to do my Let's Play. I didn't even bother doing working on my Let's Play or anything. I was just like so distraught. I actually went to sleep early because I lost internet, which is also another sucky thing. I lost internet. At this point, there's probably no chance of me going to PAX Prime, and I probably got fired. Isn't that great? 3 different things happen all at the same time. This is so awesome. This headband's getting tight. So then I wake up, I walk to work, and I go and check, and guess what? I wasn't fired! Woo! I was working that day. The other person that got fired was the other Michael, who I mentioned before. He got fired. I don't know what he did, but apparently pissed him off somehow, and he got fired, and I didn't, which I find surprising because of after what happened. Because nothing like that has ever happened before. You know, being that late and all that craziness going on. Woo! Victory music! And I did not get fired, and it was awesome. And it'll just be a lesson to you. Even though family is important, sometimes they can get you fired. Temporarily. So, yeah. It was awesome being able to go to the Apollo, though. It was awesome going to New York again and stuff, I guess. I mean, it's only 3 hours away, but, you know, I haven't been there since, like, 2008, when I went to go see, 2009 or 2008 when I went to go see, WWE there at the Madison Square Garden. But, you know, it was awesome going there. But just remember, sometimes family can just get you into some tight situations. With your job, or with your girlfriend, or with your school, or with your church, or with your company, or with your dog, or anything. So just remember that from this story. Yeah. Now I'm gonna go and that's it.